Welcome to another segment of Making Musicians at Home. I'm Miss Julie, and today we will be learning all about our primary chords. We'll learn what they are, how they get their name, and how to utilize them so that we can play songs on our own. What are the primary chords, you ask? In any key, they are simply the chords or triads that are built on certain scale degrees of the scale. Let me show you how this works in the key of C major. I have up here my C major scale, and I've labeled each of the scale degrees of that C major scale. You can see first scale degree, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. For them to be primary chords, I need to build a triad on the first scale degree, the fourth scale degree, and the fifth scale degree, and that's what I've done here. C is the first scale degree in the key of C major, and I've built the triad of C, E, G. F is the fourth scale degree in the key of C major, and I've built the triad of F, A, C. And G is the fifth scale degree in the key of C major. And so for that, I've built the triad of G, B, D. In the key of C major, this is my 1 chord, this is my 4 chord, and this is my 5 chord. And that's how they get their names. Why are these chords so important? Well, they actually make up about 90% of the music that you hear or listen to. So if you can figure out how to play these chords, you can figure out the accompaniment to all sorts of songs, from simple nursery rhymes to even songs trending on the radio. If you are just learning the keyboard, I would recommend possibly watching some of our other videos on our Making Musician page. On our Learning a Song video, it will teach you how to find C and middle C. And we also have a video dedicated to note naming the white keys. So if you're not quite familiar with that, maybe go watch those videos first. Otherwise, let's figure out how to play these chords on the keyboard. So my 1 chord, as we said earlier, in the key of C major is a C, E, G triad. I will place my thumb on middle C, my 3 finger on an E, and my 5 finger on a G. Just like this. Think you can play that with me? Try it. C, E, G with 1, 3, 5. Play a few of your 1 chords. Go ahead and pause the video so you can practice how that feels. Keeping a nice big bubble in your hand, nice loose wrist. Try playing the 1 chord with those fingers. To play my 4 chord, I'm actually going to use the same fingerings as my 1 chord, but we're going to have to do some changes. Take a look at my 4 chord the way it is here on the board. Now in music, I don't actually want to have to hop around playing my C triad and then jumping up to play the 4 chord. So what we like to do is rearrange, and as long as I still have all of the same pieces, it still will be a 4 chord. So instead of playing the C up here, I'm going to move the C down so it's the exact same middle C that I was playing when I played the 1 chord. And now I will use my same fingerings, but I will have to make my 3 finger move up to the F, and my 5 finger will move up to the A. Try that with me. Are you using your 1, your 3, and your 5 to play C, F, and A? Try them a few times. If you need to, you can pause the video. If you feel like you've got it, I would recommend playing a transition from your 1 chord to your 4 chord. See how that works? I'm using the same fingers. Here's my 1 chord, and then I move up my 3 and my 5 to my 4 chord, and then I move them back to my red chord. This is another great spot if you want to pause and practice that transition between the 1 chord and the 4 chord. That leaves just the 5 chord. And similarly to the 4 chord, I don't want to have to leap up to be able to play that 5 chord. So I can once again rearrange where those letters are. I can find where another D is. There happens to be one right there. And I can find another B, which happens to be, you can't see my line right here, but it would be the B just below middle C. Now to play this 5 chord, I will have to use my 1, my 2, and my 5 finger. I will stretch my thumb to play my B, and I will add my 2 finger on the D. You'll notice my 5 finger is right where it was when I played my 1 chord. And that is the point of why we rearrange these notes, so our hand does not have to move around. So go ahead, stretch your thumb, add your 2, and play that 5 chord. Try clunking it a few times. Then bring your thumb back up and add your 3 and play the red chord. See if you can go back. Stretch your thumb, add your 2. Bring your thumb back and add your 3. If you want to, go ahead and pause and work on that transition between the 1 and the 5 chord. Now, the trickiest transition is between the 4 chord and the 5 chord. Let's try that. Let's put our 1, 3, 5 on the 4 chord. And then you really have to know where you're going to put your 1, your 2, and your 5 on the 5 chord. That's a really another great transition to work. Maybe another one if you want to pause and work 1, 3, 5 on the 4 chord and 1, 2, 5 on the 5 chord. Give that one a shot. Now that you have all your chords, I have one more exercise I'd like you to try. This is known as a cadence pattern. You're going to start with your 1 chord, and then you'll move to your 4. You'll come back to your 1 chord, and then you'll move to your 5, and then you'll end back again on your 1 chord. That would be a really good one. Go ahead and pause one last time and see if you can play that transition. Now this cadence pattern is great because a lot of songs actually kind of follow that formula. Not always, but a lot of times they'll start with a 1 chord and then they'll move to a 4 or even a 5 and they might move around a little bit and then near the end they'll start on the 5 and they'll come back home. So to practice that cadence pattern, I actually have a song that might make it a little bit fun. So we'll start here and it goes like this. This is the 1 chord, 4 is oh so fun, 5 is the chord that leads us back to 1. Playing is fun, we like to run and roam, but it's always nice when we get to go back home. Did you hear my second verse? Even the lyrics kind of help you get a feel for that cadence pattern. Starting with that 1 chord, and then that 4 chord, it's kind of a fun chord. It kind of almost has this floating, it doesn't feel like it's really pulling you anywhere. And then that 5 chord, you heard it at the end, but it's always nice when we get to go back home. The 5 chord really has a pull to it that draws towards the 1 chord. And you'll hear that in the music that you listen to. So see if you can play that song. We'll have music for that so that you can play that. This is the 1 chord, 4 is oh so fun, 5 is the chord that leads us back to 1. Playing is fun, we like to run and roam, but it's always nice when we get to go back home. Thank you for joining me today as we learned about our primary chords. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and check out all of our other Making Musicians at Home videos.